started with the recording. Hello, everyone. Today's Tuesday, September 30th. This is week 26, I believe, of Hotel Evening and Weekend Platoon. And we are working through Trip Planner, which is our group, or I should say your group project. What is the status of said group project?
Coming along great. Um, we actually had a good session last night. We went over a lot of things and all connected the dots with each other and got up to speed on where we are. Uh, Hashed out some issues we had. Actually got to containerize the front end and back end and get that up and running. Um, we actually have data from the back end showing up on the front end now. Working on really trying to uh, come up with the UI and design for it, and actually some of the functionality with the CRUD operations. We currently have read, and we have an add functionality or button, at least for now. I actually had created the functionality on the front end using a JavaScript file, but now I was able to actually get the data from the back end and play with that. Have a update, um, have an update or edit trips and edit activity functionality buttons and delete activity functionality buttons in place now. And we can actually show you a minimum viable product kind of if you'd like to see it.
Do you have it loaded now, or do you need some time to get it ready?
Yeah, I have it loaded now.
Yeah, dude, walk me through it.
All right. Okay, let me go back to the home screen here. So let's see here. Going to share this screen. So are you seeing this screen here?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so here's what we currently have right now. When the user logs in, the idea is, user goes here and logs in. If they don't have an account, they can sign up now. I actually had this working on the front end, where you just put in password is not hitting right now, that field. I just had it that way. But and I actually had implemented we have it implemented where you can use this and it will mimic the user logging in, right? For the authentication and authorization. And what it does right now, what it's currently doing is it's saving it on the local storage, right?
Hmm.
So you see the information down here. Um, and then once the user logs in, to their they'll go to their dashboard page. We have a search feature here where we'll tie it or plug it in to where they can search for trips, and as they type in the name, it'll
What's that pinging
what's that what? Oh, nothing
right
right
there? The
now.
search. I know, but
It,
what is it going to ping?
it's going to ping the user's current. Well, this particular bar right here is going to ping only their current trips on their dashboard page, right? We're going to have another search bar within the trip itself. We're going to have a search bar under activities here where we're using a third-party API where they'll be able to actually search for activities depending on the location of their trip, and they'll be able to search for surrounding activities or events, and it'll populate another list here of those trips. I'm sorry, of those activities. And then what we'd like to have is where the user can actually choose that activity or event and add it to their list of activities when they click on the button.
That is great. That
Yeah,
is awesome. Yeah, keep going. Definitely get that functionality.
yeah. So, but for now, I just started working on this page today, and I just wanted to basically go into a trip details page and try to start putting all these things together. Um, here's the edit trip details, or they can edit the title, destination, the start date, end date, and budget, of course. They can cancel, save changes. Once they do that, delete trip, we have another modal pops up that's, are you sure you want to do this? Yeah, okay. Um, or you can cancel out of that as well. Um, and we have an add activity button here, which I'm actually, this is going to change. This is, I actually had just used the same modal from the add trips, but you will actually be able to change we'll have the title, place, date, time, start time, end time. Let's see what else is in there. Uh, latitude, longitude, notes, URL, and yeah, and that's about it. This sort of be a URL that the user can add to that activity page or what have you, wherever they got it from. Um, And I also had, oh, no, I showed you the edit one, right? Yeah, I showed you the edit one. Okay. No, I didn't. So that, yeah, so this will be the edit activity. It can edit it as well. Um,
What's the
and then,
difference between cancel and the X button?
oh, yeah, there's really no difference. It's going to
There
take
is
it,
none. There is
right,
none. That's bad UI. Fix that.
right, right. Um, and, and then we have, a delete activity as well, right? And you notice I didn't put the X in this one. So I was just throwing some stuff together real fast, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so but are you sure you want to delete activity one? This cannot be undone. Yeah, sure, okay. So but yeah, it's coming along pretty well. That this back button actually was working. Let's refresh it here. See what happened. Huh? I don't know why it's not working for that one. But yeah, that's and then this is these cards up here. It's nice to have if we have time to implement it. It's just some it's just the idea kind of put in place, but basically once their past trips have or the dates for the trip has passed by, it'll go into a past trips counter, and the user will be able to go back and look at their past trips. They can look at their present trips all in one place, future trips, or either it'll do that or we'll just have it where you'll click here and then it'll populate down here, right? And then they have a wish list as well of trips that they'd like to go to, but they really haven't planned out yet. But
This is really good, man. You
yeah,
guys are doing really great with this. This is a good idea. I like it.
okay. Yeah, that's where we are now. But yeah, we've come a long way in a matter of short few days. But yeah, we were able to actually get the back end running here. So when you go into if you pull it down, all you have to do right now in the README, we have not that one, this one. In the README, we have project overview where you can run compose dash dev dot sh to run the project front end and back end, and actually have a default username and password that it automatically will populate on the Postgres database. So once you do that, you just you'll go to, I got this OK button up here. Let's see. So yeah, once you do that, log out here. You can just do admin. That's the username and password. Oh, am I running this? Let's see. I might not be running the actual thing here. Oh, I'm not running this right now. Okay. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, I am not running it. Let me rerun the
No worries, Cisco. I just have a couple questions at this point. So,
mhm.
what are next steps here? It seems like you guys have gotten pretty far along. So, what are the to-dos for today?
The to-dos for today. Right now, so we're working on getting this API here. The one of the things that we're working on is trying to actually get this Pape services API integrated with our activities or with the trips. Um,
That's just an events API, right?
yes, that's
Okay.
it's an events API. So right now, the way we have it, we have um, we have the activities. Actually, it has been, where's it at here? Oh yeah. So we have the activities linked to a foreign linked to the trips foreign key, the trip ID basically. And what we want to do is actually take this Serpapi services and replace get our activity data and populate our activity model fields with that data, right? And have it plugged into our form to where when they log in, um, and they go to add these activities, it will be coming when they perform the search and they pull up those activities. We want to pull that data from that Serpapi services and just have it say add activity, and it will add it to our trips, right? And
Yep.
so that's one of the things. That's one of the major things that we want to accomplish and have done. Other than that, uh, we also have to get our API. Where is it at here? Get our API. So right now we have I have the base API JS we're doing all of our API calls from here and creating the functions for get trips. I have some uh prototype set up here, create trip, update trip, delete trip, right? That's going to reach into the back end. I got to flesh those out and finish. This one here works. I got that one working just fine. And but I want to flesh out the remaining create trip, update trip, delete trip, create activity, update activity, delete activity. So those are the things that we're working on now, just getting all of our endpoints connected to the front end and pulling that data from the back end. And once we do that, I think we're in a good place. And Joe is working on. We created a Google account for the team that we're going to use for all of our APIs and for the AWS account, so we can have all of our API information and account information in one place that everyone can use, and so we don't have to all have separate accounts and try to try to do our testing and all that stuff on. We can have one centralized location to keep all our API credentials and stuff like that with. Also, and to place into our .env file. So that's that's what we're working on in 10. We as Joe is going to be working on getting the Amazon Web account set up, and we're going to grab that information and start trying to be proactive in figuring out how we can get this up on AWS and working on AWS as well. So
That's awesome, dude. That was very thorough.
yeah,
Thank you, Cisco. This is great. And
that's
it
where
looks
we're
like you
at.
guys have a path forward. I'd be a little surprised if you were able to finish the integration of that SERP event API just today, but if you at least make some headway and start
Yes.
populating some information on the front end, I
It's,
think that'd be a
you
good
guys still
spot.
hear me?
Yeah, we can still hear you. Can you hear
Oh,
us?
I did go out, didn't I?
Cisco, can you hear us? Can anyone hear me? No? Yeah. All righty. All right. Don't worry, Cisco. You can get this running later. That was really great. I think you guys are going to be, honestly, I think you're a little ahead of schedule. So that looks awesome. Um, I'm going to open the two breakout rooms here shortly. And then we'll do a status check probably in like, let's do like 80 minutes or so. I'm going to let you guys choose your own rooms. And then I'll probably ask one of you to share the piece of the application that you've been working on, probably like 80 minutes. Take 20 minutes, grab something to eat if you haven't, and then take the next hour or so and make progress on your specific to do or feature. That makes sense?
Uh, Guillermo, I didn't hear any of that because I yanked my plug out.
No worries. I was just saying I was going to open the breakout rooms and then, take 20 minutes or so, grab something to eat if you haven't. And then we'll do a status check probably in like 80 minutes or so.
Okay.
And I'm going to probably ask someone to just volunteer what they were working on and what they accomplished.
All right.
Someone that isn't you, Cisco.
I
Yes?
got you. Yeah.
All right, dude. I'm going to open the rooms now. Opened. Get to it.
All right.
Back at it. Thank you, Art, for volunteering to share what you were working on. That's really all I wanted to touch on and then kind of see the progress. I know it's like an hour and change is not really that much. So, not in software engineering, it isn't anyway. Go ahead, Art.
Okay, so I needed to create three different pages to display the information that we're going to get from the third-party API. So what I need to do is write the functions, create the pages, and write the functions. I've set up the skeleton for that. Let me share my screen here. Um, Set up the skeleton for that. Just within the components, um, I created the event search, play search, and save activity, and those were based on the routes that I think Nicole had placed in. So I try to match those up, um, and the I have like the basic like a guideline. Let me see if I can show it here. A guideline of where I want to be. This was pulled over from our nav bar. It's like the events page right there. Pulled over from our nav bar, starting with like the function up here. I pulled in some stuff from the README, just so I can get some idea of what's of example of what's getting pulled in. And so when I say I did the skeleton, I pretty much just I'm at that point where like I just created the three pages and just kind of like pulling in the README stuff and just get everything set up. The I'm not really sure how to do the function, so what I've been doing is I've been kind of referring back to different repositories. For example, the wine one, but I'm also going to be looking at the Pokemon one to see what my function is going to look like to bring that in once we have the API set up. So it's in progress.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Can you display it? Like, can you run it and show it to us?
No, my backend doesn't run. Um, it
You don't need it to, right? Like, you can't show uh the front end that you built.
Let me see. Yeah, I was working with Tiffany over the weekend because she has the same well, maybe you can walk me through it as far as like how to get that up because we were trying to get it up on Saturday and because she's using Ubuntu also, it just wasn't working for us. Um, and so
You're not answering my question. So you can't show me the front end. I'm not talking about the back end at all. You said you created two, three pages that's going to
yeah,
display the information. You should be able just to show it, right? The shell.
well, I haven't written my functions yet. I just kind of written the guidelines of the functions yet.
Okay, got it. And you were saying that your backend doesn't work.
No, no. It's kind of strange, Guillermo, is that I cannot have the Psycop 2 in there. I need to either comment that out or delete it, and then it may run. But what kind of concerns me is that if I delete that Psycop 2 and then I start pushing my changes to main, then nobody else is going to have the Psycop 2 in there, I imagine. So I think what our solution was on Saturday for and for my particular system is that I was going to create a branch of my own and just work off my branch, and it was almost going to be like my own main. That way, I wasn't interfering with everybody else because we could not find the solution to why our systems weren't working on that.
Because of the dependency on your computer.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And that was hopefully just one thing because what I could do is I could when I do a fresh pull off a main, I could um, comment my Sidecop 2 out, work on it, and before I push it up, I uncomment the Sidecop 2.
Yeah, that's fine, but that's a different issue than your backend not working, right? Or are they related?
Um, they must be related. We couldn't get anything working on Saturday. So hopefully, what I can do is like once I get my pages fixed up, I'll push them up to my remote branch, and then maybe somebody can maybe copy and paste that and pull it over into the main without me disturbing anything.
Okay. Alrighty. That works. As long as you guys have a system or a workaround.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm in the process of just working out my functions here on these pages.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
As a group, how do you handle people's backends not working? As a group, this is a question for everybody.
Docker.
Yeah, but that's just a catch-all phrase, right? I don't even think you really even know what that means.
Well, once we containerize it, then it should be working on everyone's computer.
Yet it's not. So how are you going to fix it? That's my question.
Well, I don't think Art has actually Art, correct me if I'm wrong, but have you tried to pull the containerized version that we created the other day, yesterday?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what Tiffany and I were working on most of Saturday.
Oh, no, I mean, yesterday, the one that we were working on yesterday. So we created the container and everything yesterday, and you know, have you tried to pull the new main and run it with the run compose dot slash dev dot sh to see if you still had the same problem or issues? So if you just check into main and do a pull, um, you should get the updated main branch, and you can just run it in main. You don't have to branch off into another branch of your own. Just try to run it in main and see if you can actually get it up and running. And then you can do a git branch, git switch dash C, and create a totally new branch, and you can start working off of that maybe, and you'll have a good starting point, and kind of catch up your local repo to ours. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'll give it another try, Cisco, but I'm pretty sure that we were having that we already went through that on Saturday, but let me give it one more shot and see what I can do.
So
Okay.
what Cisco just described is kind of what I'm getting. If you already have a containerized version that works, why you're not just using that? You don't have to fix it. It's already fixed. just pull that and branch off of it. Exactly what Cisco described is exactly what I would do.
Okay. Okay.
So if someone has a working containerized version of the backend, that means that everyone has it, right?
Right. Now the containerized version, this is where maybe this is my confusion is the containerized versions has both versions of the sidecar, the binary and the sidecar up too. Now, because it's containerized, that means that regardless of any type of deficiencies on my machine, it's going to work.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to give it a shot.
It should take just a Docker Compose, just like Cisco said, and it should work.
Okay, okay, I'll give that a try.
Branching off of the main branch when it works, and then building off of that is one way to do it. And that's what I would recommend all of you to do. But if you already had a branch that you were working on and then you branch off of main because that one works, you could easily just use that extra branch that you did, that you branched off of, and rebase your branch off of it and then merge that into main. You could also do that. That would work. And it would prevent you from like copying and pasting everything over to the branch that you cloned from main. So if you can figure out how to do that, that would also work. But if it's just easier just to copy and paste it over on your new branch, then just do that. But those are two ways to do it.
Okay, I think first step, I'm just going to just try and get the container up and running and see if it solves my problem.
Yes, and if anyone else is having that problem, that's what you should be doing. Questions about that?
Nope.
No questions.
Believe it.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Cisco. What I said, what I was going to say, was not important at all.
Oh, well, I was just gonna let everybody know. So the admin was working, the admin user was working. Some odd reason, I'm showing it still it still shows up in the database. It still shows the default password I placed in there. But when you go to once you get the backend up and running and go to the admin login, for some odd reason, it's not accepting the login. I'm working on a workaround right now to actually. It may very well have to dig into just doing a Docker exec -it homies trip planner API and creating a super user each time for yourself or what have you. So if you want to even use the admin login and look at the backend, but you still can see the API information and all that data shows just fine. But you won't be able to go to the admin page and edit anything or see anything if you don't create a super user by hand. I don't know why it's not working now, but I don't know if it has to do it once I have a stop compose on there and you shut down everything and you delete the stuff from Docker. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why it's not working.
I wouldn't spend too much time on that, Cisco. If you can't get it to work, then just move on, and then if you need to super user, just add one.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, just triage things that are not that important. As long as the endpoints work, then the other thing's kind of a luxury.
Right. All right. Thanks.
Good stuff, dudes. How are you working on? What's the goal for the end of class?
The goal by the end of class, I would say for myself, to actually get the update functionality working for the trip page right now, the the trip details page. That's my goal for it.
And that's just on the back end, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Who's working on the search, on integrating the search? You guys are going to work on that today, right? I didn't forget that.
Well, that's kind of in tandem with what Art is working on. Trying to implement or get the API for that SERP API to work with the search component and actually show the data that it's pulling
Okay.
from that post.
Alrighty. Maybe just getting the functions to work before and then the class would work. And you guys probably gonna have to continue that Thursday is my guess. Yeah. It seems like
Right.
too much to do in the next hour or so.
Right.
Alrighty, guys. I definitely would not get too comfortable just because I said you're slightly ahead. I would try to finish this on what I said last time, right? Try to finish it as quickly as possible. And everyone should have a working version on their machine as soon as possible. Make sense?
Yeah.
And you could just even hold it in your repo or locally saying, hey, finished MVP or passing MVP, whatever. And then anything else is just extra.
Sounds
Make
good.
sense?
Yeah.
All right, dudes. I'll open the rooms up again and we'll do a status check towards the end.
Right.
All right, open.
Sounds good.
Did you say something, Adam?
Verge of greatness.
Pretty good.
Greatness. That's not embellishing anything.
Well, he got his his clone or whatever. He got his repo up and running on his computer.
By doing what we discussed?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good. That works.
And
Awesome.
It was one of those things where, like you said, it doesn't work. As soon as somebody's standing over you, it works. It was one of those things.
Yeah, that happens a lot in tech, actually.
Yeah, it does.
Won't be the first or last time. So where's everybody at? Let's just run through everybody.
Well, I actually kind of took some beelines and detours. For one, I set up our API. I set up the group API for this SERP API that we're using for these events and places. And I actually have to post that in our I have to post the information in our channel here so everybody have access to it. And then what else? Yeah, I was working with Art to actually go over pulling that data from that API. And I made a few edits and changes to the trip details page, like that close button on close and cancel. So I just chose cancel and I'm trying to work those out. But other than that, yeah, a few little detours here and there, but ultimately we're still in a good place. Yeah, I think we're doing well.
Good stuff. Adam, Joe?
I got the EC2 instance up and running with our group AWS thing, but I was not able to get the containers up. I was having a problem with Docker Hub, whatnot. I think it's just trial and error, honestly. And I was going to go back to our curriculum where we went over that. I couldn't find it, but I do want to do that because I'm pretty sure the answer was there.
So you were having trouble with the app, the desktop app, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you're messing with it, remember, you don't have to actually just containerize everything, right? You can containerize like a Hello World app and then, remove it. That way you just focus on the actual containerization and not necessarily anything else. So keep that in mind.
All right.
No one ever does that, but nothing stops you from doing it that way. Joe, how'd you end up?
I haven't even looked at this tonight. Honestly, I've just been stuck working on a project that got dumped on me. That I need to present on Thursday. So, guys, working in tech is great. So let me just say that.
All righty. All right, guys.
All right,
It's good. Like it seems like you guys are pretty far ahead. So keep going. I will see you actually on Saturday, but you have to remember that Accenture's coming on Saturday, like 9 to 11 ish for your mock interviews. Is everyone aware of that?
Yes.
Yes, Catherine
Okay.
reached out to me today and
Okay.
yeah.
So we'll probably use the first like hour or so to prep for those, right? But if you haven't looked at the STAR method, I don't know who invented it. I don't think it was AWS. I don't think so. But look over the STAR method. I think Catherine has posted it in our hotel evening and weekend Slack channel. But that's kind of the format you should answer all your behavioral questions. And actually, not even in tech, that applies to literally any job, I would say.
Yeah.
So I learned it in tech, but anytime I have friends that are not in tech that are interviewing for something, it's like the first thing that I send them. Even if you end up not being in tech one day, that's a really good thing to learn anyway. So definitely practice, and you need to practice it because it doesn't come like second nature, right? You need to train for it. So definitely take care of the STAR, right? Definitely brush up on your coding, and we'll have that on Saturday. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, dudes. Have a good night.
Everyone do the same.